From Vermont Public, this is The Frequency. I'm Mitch Wertlieb. It's Thursday, July 31st, and here are today's headlines. Vermont's largest hospital system will lay off nearly 80 staff members across its 6 hospitals in Vermont and New York. The move comes as UVM Health Network looks to save over $180 million by the end of next year. Their plan includes delaying construction projects, eliminating bonuses for executives, and shortening the length of stay for patients in the emergency department and hospital. Dr. Sunny Eapen, the CEO of the Health Network, spoke at a press conference Tuesday announcing the layoffs.
We're committed to examining our role and taking action to reduce expenses that influence healthcare costs. And it's been tough, and this is a tough day for us to move forward with.
The cuts impact staff in leadership, finance, human resources, patient registration, and IT departments. And it comes after UVM Medical Center in Burlington proposed lowering commercial rates by 8% to comply with state regulators. Meanwhile, money woes are also affecting Vermont's legal community. That's because criminal defense lawyers in Vermont could go months without getting paid since the federal defender's budget ran out in July, and the money won't be renewed until October 1st. Michael Desatel is the federal public defender for the District of Vermont, and yesterday on Vermont Edition, he said the funding shortfall could discourage private attorneys from taking on defendants in federal criminal cases.
There are new cases that are starting in the federal court in Vermont today where people just charged are going to show up and not have the means to pay lawyers, and so these private attorneys may get called by a court, and they have to decide, do they want to take on a case when they know that they're not going to get paid until at least October 1, if not later than that.
The budget issues also disrupt the ability for attorneys to pay people they use to help defend cases, such as translators and expert witnesses. The Department of Labor has reached an agreement with the Vermont National Guard to use a program that pairs veterans and military service members with vacant jobs. The Times-Argus reports the Partnered Recruiting Initiative for Military and Employers, or PRIME program, was started several years ago by the National Guard. Under the program, the Guard enters into a memorandum of understanding with an employer that allows veterans and service members to interview for jobs. Officials say the program does not guarantee hires, but it does guarantee interviews. And a Southern Vermont ambulance company has a new way of sharing emergency training with rural EMS companies around the state. Drew Hazelton directs Rescue Inc. in Windham County, and he says a new mobile EMS simulation lab can help smaller departments keep up on their certification.
Access to education has certainly been identified as one of the challenges for workforce development. So this, the trailer and that mobile access will allow us to, kind of bring the education to where the need is.
Hazelton says the mobile unit has computer programs and patient simulators that can help EMS providers get their training without having to travel. Coming up, they're one win away from a perfect undefeated season and with a chance to win a national title. We'll hear from the head coach of Vermont Green FC in advance of this weekend's USL League II soccer championship game. That's after this.
Thanks for listening to The Frequency, where support comes from Alpine Telehealth, offering telepsychiatry solutions for Vermont hospital, community mental health, and primary care. Physician-owned and operated since 2018. Learn more at alpinetelehealth.com.
It's a big weekend for soccer fans in Vermont. Vermont Green FC are set to host Seattle's Ballard FC for a shot at the USL League II title on Saturday. The Green enters the contest as the league's only remaining undefeated team this season after winning 2 overtime playoff contests last weekend. Vermont Public's Nathaniel Wilson recently spoke with the team's head coach, Chris Taylor, about the season and the upcoming championship game.
How do you balance celebrating an achievement like a national championship berth while still preparing for the game itself?
Yeah, we've done a good job all season of trying to stay focused. I think coaches and the sport and staff hang out together after every single game. We do the same thing and we take that night and we enjoy it. And then once the night's ended, it's back to work, and it's now about trying to learn about the next opponents and prepare for them.
The club has sold out home games for several weeks in a row, and you've gotten to host every playoff game thus far, and you're hosting Saturday's final as well. How much of a benefit is it to play in front of the home fans?
It's been incredible, to be honest. they've had a major effect on the games. There's no doubt about that. A lot of the other teams aren't used to playing in front of a big crowd like that. And if they do play in front of a big crowd, it's not as boisterous as the one we have. And they're just young guys, right? So if you make a mistake, if you're not playing well, you feel the crowd. And when we seize momentum in a game, we've seen it with the comebacks, with the late goals, with the late wins. When we start to get momentum, it's really, really hard for the other team to handle that as the crowd gets louder and it's bouncing and, they're cheering everything we do and they're kind of heckling everything the other team does. So we can't speak highly enough of the benefits of being at home with this whole community behind us.
The Green have been comeback kings this month, stealing wins and draws in 4 contests in which they trailed. This can't be your strategy, is it?
No, definitely not. I mean, we went the entire regular season without being behind in any game until the final league game. And then I think those 5 minutes at Lusitano Stadium at Western Mass kind of changed everything. We were having a great season anyway, but to score 2 goals in the dying moments to win the division gave us this kind of belief and this almost superpower that we felt if we've come back from that to win the league against one of the best teams in the country, there's nothing we cannot do. It's definitely something that we wouldn't want to rely on, but we'll certainly win by any means possible at this point.
What does it say about this group of players that they just continually scrap and claw their way to victory, even after falling behind?
Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of the players, but again, I can tell anyone that they want to do it for the fans so badly. You might hear the players saying, think about all those kids out there in the stands, they're climbing on fences, they're sitting on shed roofs, they're sitting on the hill. They want to do it for them.
In February, speaking about UVM's national championship win, you told me, quote, "I hope to carry on the good fortune of soccer in Vermont and hopefully keep riding that wave of momentum." As we draw closer to the end of your first season as head coach, it's hard to say that you haven't done just that. What have the successes of this season meant to you?
Means the world. I mean, I'm truly just humbled to be a part of it. We all really enjoyed what UVM did. They did what maybe a lot of people thought wasn't possible, and they showed that with the right culture, the right coaches, the right players, the right community, anything is possible. And we've benefited from that.
Coach, have you allowed yourself to think of what it would be like to cap off an undefeated season with a league title?
No, honestly, and I know that's a bit of a cliche answer, but I've truly tried to stay grounded and tried to take it one game at a time. That would be an amazing achievement, but ultimately we just want to win the next game for this community, for this fan base, because they've given us so much that we want to give them as much as we can back. So I also just want it for the players. I want them to be successful, and then I don't think I've processed what's gone on yet, to be honest. I'm just riding it day to day and trying to do the best job I can for everyone involved.
That was Vermont Green FC head coach Chris Taylor speaking with Vermont Public's Nathaniel Wilson. Saturday's championship game takes place at Burlington's Virtue Field. The sold-out contest kicks off at 7 p.m., and you can find information about how to stream the game or where to catch a watch party at vermontpublic.org. Thanks for listening to The Frequency today. We had additional reporting from Lexi Krupp, Michaela Lafrac, Nathaniel Wilson, and Howard Weiss-Tisman. Today's episode was edited by Stephanie Colombini, and our music is by Blue Dot Sessions. I'm Mitch Wertlieb. Talk to you tomorrow.